Let me lay this out as plainly as possible. Europe has to acknowledge that the Islamic political ideology is incompatible with Western civilization. That's where we are now. Europe can acknowledge that and act on that, or they can crumble. And I was thinking about this. If you look throughout history, wars are fought on moments. We call these watershed moments. These are turning points, points where the water breaks. Europe has had so many watershed moments recently, over which wars have been fought over for less. You have Paris twice. You now have Manchester, London several times, Brussels, just across Cologne. And we're still playing the politically correct game. And I wanted to kind of go throughout history just to show you some of these wars you can trace back to a moment. And you wonder when that comes. And we're in an ideological war. I'm not talking about going over some global war right now, but we are in an ideological war. And what it takes to declare that war is an acknowledgement of the evil that we face. So throughout history, a moment, attack on Pearl Harbor. That's when the United States joined World War II. December 7th, 1941. We can trace it back right there. 2,400 killed, fleets wiped out. In that same war, England, it was the German invasion of Poland. That was the watershed moment. September 1st, 1939. The defenestration of Prague. This is one a lot of people don't know about. That occurred to the day, March 23rd, 1618, where Catholic imperials were ejected. And this is what started a war where people were fighting for their religious freedoms. World War I, one of the most famous ones, just traced back to an assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. June 28th, 1914, that was their watershed moment. North Korea, I don't know a whole lot about North Korea. A lot of people don't. You know what the watershed moment was? When they crossed the 38th parallel, June 25th, 1950. That's what started, as we know it, the Korean War. Of course, who can forget the shot heard around the world? April 19th, 1775, that was the watershed moment. Now, yeah, of course, there was a buildup to these wars commencing, but there was a turning point. The wars are a film, but the turning point, the watershed moment, is a snapshot. And when you look at Europe and you see how many attacks have been going on, and you see the laws that are being subverted, and you see the gross abuses of women and of apostates, you see people coming from war-torn countries. Again, wars have been fought over less. You look at Cologne, not only the terrorist attacks, but the cultural problems and the rape. My God, so much rape. What does it take, Europe? When is the watershed moment where you realize and acknowledge that you are in an ideological war? What does it take for you to have your stand up and demand freedom moment?